Welcome back to Kaiserpunk. We continue our Let's Play. We started in destroyed Europe, but we have been able to restore and rebuild a part of it. We've also conquered quite a few cities, as you can see, or regions. Iberia, Apennine, Central Europe we had already, Western Europe, we have also Eastern Europe and Carpathia. We do have a bit of a challenge that the AI over here, which is from Africa, it's that guy over here, the Mali Empire, the Emperor Sidi Calais, has been expanding also in Europe a lot, including Scandinavia, which was my next target. We may be able to go for the British Isles over here, but I guess we're gonna need, to put troops on a fleet and then, disembark over here. We do see also an enemy here. This is, the purple. These guys over here in the US, they've expanded quite a bit in the US. They are also, which one is it? I think it's actually the People's Movement. No, it is not. Sorry, my bad. It must be these guys, yeah, of the Cuban Trade Union. So anyway, there is one of their fleet here that I'm gonna try to go for. I went all the way over here. I'm gonna go for them. But as I said, we will probably want more navy to start, both protecting me over here, but also expanding in Africa, maybe even over here. So to do that, I have created two new over here, two new navy places. We continue also to make some corvettes from time to time. This is the only thing we have unlocked so far. But yeah, let's start making basically some corvettes. It's gonna take a while, but it's fine. Let's go for it. It's gonna cost money too, but that's okay. In terms of productions, I mean, we are actually doing good. I have added all of the productions at the top over here. They've done a couple of small quality of life improvement too, by the way. So we have now X for demolish, C for copy, V for the move, T for repair. And I know they are also listening to the feedback that's being shared now. So hopefully we're gonna get, some other improvements soon. I have also started to expand slightly over here the city, where we have a second technician high-rise, but we haven't really started to do any of the production for those technicians, right? So we have the fish soup and the juice. I think this should be the two things we focus on right now. There's also in luxury, by the way, over here the telephones and the fine garments. But yeah, let's get started with the first one. So hopefully we have algae over here. Okay, we have orchard of fruits. So these two are probably useful. Let's actually check over here how to make the fish soup. So the fish soup is going to be made in a soup kitchen using some fish and some vegetable. We have both fish and vegetables, so that shouldn't be too hard, but we basically need a soup kitchen or maybe even two, and that is linked, by the way, to some manufacturers. Okay, we do have manufacturers, so I'm not worried. Let's see. We have a corner maybe over here. Let's go, because this is already vegetables and the fish is there. Can we actually serve both of them at the same time? And maybe like here, this is not bad. And this one too. We're gonna start with 10, yeah, because I only have a couple of technicians, so one should hopefully be enough. What's the problem? There is no water tower. Yes, we need water and we need electricity. That's fine. That's fine. Utilities, so a water tower over here and a power substation next to it. Okay, so hopefully this should be working. We have enough water, we have enough electricity, so it's just requiring a bit of fish and some vegetables and it should get started. So let's give it a second for it to get started and we can see if there's any problem. And in the meantime, let's check here on the juice. So for the juice, this is going to use fruits in a juicery. Okay, so we can create maybe a new a new small place over here where we're gonna want both of these. So let's go, we're gonna take the fruits. We're going to start with one. We're going to place the depot next to it. And it does require water. Oh, a lot of water. That is bad, because now I'm in negative on water. Okay, so we're going to need to check that in a second. But let's finish, the rest of the production while we're at it. So we said we need some juice. Let's put it on this side like this, where we can put multiple. Right, so it is... actually the juice. I wonder if here I put the right one or maybe yeah, this is fine. Okay, it's starting too. What's the problem? No water tower indeed. So let's go, let's put a water tower. There is one already on this side. That's okay, that is in range. Perfect. Good to check some improvements in particular. Yes, that would be great if we can decrease the water consumption. I would love that one, but apart from that, right now not so important, so we're gonna keep it. I see I'm getting some achievements that I already had before. It's probably because of an update of the game, but that's okay. So anyway, that fleet, by the way, is not full either, but it may be... Oh, damn, the guy left. Oh, at least he's hiding. Okay, that's fine. We're gonna have to wait a bit. This battalion, we haven't started either. This one is here, that's fine. And this one, perfect. I mean, it's very basic troops on this one, but it's better than nothing. We cannot, as you can see, we cannot move there, and I don't think we'll be able to move to Africa either, but let's move the troops there. I think it's fine. And then maybe these ones I'll move back into the main, my main city, which is still not at 100% of stability, so that's one of the reasons too. I want to move it back there, versus this one, 100% of stability, perfect. We may want to check, so basically right now, if I delete the propaganda bureau to change it to something else, I would still be in positive, but not by a lot. So as soon as there would be, maybe more enemies nearby, I would be in trouble. So I think for now, we're gonna keep it like that. But in the future, we probably do want again to be able to improve our, oh, he has gone to South Ural, okay. Anyway, yeah, we will probably want, to have less of these propaganda offices and more of something else. Western Europe also super low, but hopefully now it's getting up. Perfect. Okay, so we're still at 0 on juice and soup, but hopefully that will change soon. And I need to fix my water. So in terms of water, if we look over here, water pump, there is still one water deposit over here. So let's go for it before we try to do something else, because this is the easiest production by far for water. So it is. Let's place it. You can see I did create one there, by the way, which now, actually, sorry, we're gonna pause this one. And before we're gonna do those improvements. But that won't be enough, actually, sorry, my bad. It's fine, it is fine. We are using indeed a lot of water with all of those productions. So here it is, let's unpause. While we're here and we have quite a lot of people that are not doing anything, let's salvage all of those ruins. Get some resources for free, including some advanced one from time to time. Okay, so back into positive for water. Electricity is not too bad. And yeah, my hopefully technicians will start being happy in terms of fish soup and juice. We can check in the productions. So we said juice, I don't see it yet. Fish soup, it is still not showing anything, but we see that the production is 2. So I think 1 should be enough for that for sure. And then the second one was the juice. Where are you, juice? Am I not producing it yet? Probably. Indeed, we're not producing it because we forgot to put electricity too. Okay. Now it's starting. And the good thing is we have some reserve of fruit now, and this is producing 10. So again, I'm pretty sure 10 should be enough. No problem. Okay, I think we just finished one army. It is this one here. So let's deploy everything. We have now a couple more tanks, and we may want to also start fixing these ones, but it takes more field gun than what we have. And on this one here, maybe we start some new tanks and a couple of militia just to be safe. Okay, let's go. Let's go. So that is a good, improvement over here. We still have what are we doing here? We're still not at level 5 for military. It's increasing very slowly, unfortunately. But speaking of which, I do see this guy is over here. Over here we're deploying everybody, but I'm not gonna attack the enemy, these guys right away, because they're a lot stronger than me right now. On the other hand, if possible, I would like to deploy as soon as possible another of these. As soon as we have, one of these done. So we're at 66% over here, 66. Okay. So as soon as we have, one corvette, we can deploy one of these, and then we'll put the upgrade of carrying a single battalion. This one, yes. So it will cost me a bit of resource, and actually we can do it right now. A bit of steel, a bit of corvette. But with this, I will be able to put a battalion inside the troops, so that will be good. And I guess we will use probably that one. We'll use probably that one. In the meantime, let's continue with the next one. The next one that our people want, and actually I see a problem here, sorry, is that they don't have water, and it's not because we don't have enough water, we have a lot of water, it's because this water tower is only able to give 100. So we need more water towers. So I think what we're gonna do is just move this windmill over here, which can basically be anywhere, right? And put a second water tower there, right in the middle of my city. Perfect. And we can improve it, by the way, just to make sure it's supporting well the neighborhood, and hopefully all good there. Okay, so what was I saying? Yes, oh, there is another problem. Same with electricity, because if you look there, this is limited at 70, and we guess we are at 70. In this case, though, I don't have any more space in the middle there, so I guess we're gonna need to put another somewhere else. Maybe we start with here for now. Okay, so we're good now. And as I was saying though, is now that we're done with the basic needs, which by the way really increase my taxes, that's great. We do still have two luxury one. We have the telephone and we have the fine garments. So again, as always, we check over here, telephone. It's not this one, it is this one. It will take an appliance factory, and this appliance factory will require plastic and copper mine. Okay, and by the way, this building requires water and electricity. Now this is the same as the gramophone and radio, so we'll probably put it in the same place. Actually, let's just do that before the next piece. So this is this building over there, right? As I said, we're putting it all together. So this is going to not do the gramophone, please do the telephone. We have copper, that's fine. Plastic, I don't think we're making though. So let's check that one. Plastic is made into a plastic factory out of crude oil and cellulose. So crude oil production is over here. So I guess we're gonna put it not too far so it can be delivered automatically. Let's do this here and move those things slightly. Now this is not really well organized over here. We're gonna do this here. This one there, up. Actually, I'm gonna do slightly different, sorry, like this, up, up, and here we have enough space to just put one windmill, because now my electricity is in negative. And the road here, the road there. Actually, let's go around for the fun of it. Good. So we're still in negative for electricity, so let's improve the windmill with these enhancements, and that should be enough. Okay, so this is to make plastic out of crude oil. We have tons of crude oil and cellulose. We don't have tons of cellulose, but I think we're definitely making good production of it. We could reduce the electricity or the people, or so people is 30 manufacturers, not too bad. The money is 4k, so maybe decreasing a bit the money is not too bad. Now we decreased it to 2.5. And then the other thing we'll probably do later on is just improving the production, right? Because this is kind of free production. I think that's good. So anyway, with this we're making plastic, and this plastic will be used into this one here to make the gramophone. I wonder if we may need more electricity and water for the same problem I just mentioned before. Yeah, I think so. I think so. So let's just copy these two over here, because yes, you can do multi-copy. If you didn't know, it doesn't have to be just one. Up, and we are still -1 on electricity. Is this already improved? Yes, it is already improved. We'll just copy one. Done. Right? Yes, here it is. We're in positive. I can see some soup. I can see some juice, and hopefully we're gonna start seeing some telephones very soon. This is a production of 4, okay? And we are using 2. So yes, should be fine. Should be fine. I see a fire over there. Let's quickly check it out in case it is something important. Yes, like this is pretty important. And this is not defended by any fire station. So let's fix this. Public service fire station. Oh, we're low on wood. Okay, we'll just wait a bit. But while we're here, we still don't have our first corvette. We're at 98%. So let's accelerate time to get both a bit more wood and to get this finished so we can deploy it. Okay, let's deploy. I'm going to deploy if possible over here, so it shouldn't be too far from these guys. And while we're here, let's actually... Oh, who is that? Horton. Okay. But no, you're not my target. My target is the guy over here. It could be near, but I am creating over here some fences, so hopefully it should be fine. So fire station here, and we're gonna have to rebuild that one, but that's okay. That's okay. Oh, we're low on workforce for basic laborers. Interesting. I mean, honestly, I have good production, so it's fine. We're just gonna add you. to my city, for example, over here. Let's go. Hopefully they should join. Yeah, there's 17 people waiting, so all good there. Anyway, so that one done. Let's just repair this quickly. Okay, and speaking of services, I think we've unlocked a couple of other services over here, so that's cool. Let's check out which one are required for these technicians, and maybe also even for the manufacturers actually, because my manufacturers, they are missing the high school and the radio station. And then these guys here, they are missing hospital, prison, high school, university, and TV. That's a lot. So the high school is needed for both. So maybe we start with that one. I'm sure it's gonna require, you know, a few things, but that's okay. And we may have to reorganize slightly the city also later, but that's okay. For now, it is in range of all of these guys plus that one. This one still has insufficient water. With 3, 1, 2, and oh yeah, 3 is not enough. That's crazy. So let's put a third one over here, and hopefully that will be enough. And yeah, this high school over here, we can improve it, okay, to reduce the water. 30, yeah, I think that is a no-brainer, because water is really a challenge in this game. And then 20 manufacturers for what cost? 2.2. I think the best is probably to increase the coverage, because you don't want to have to place 2 of these. But now that we have this, right, they are even happier. 80% it stays. Not sure why they're not. Oh, there is a lot of unemployment, so that's probably why they're at 80%. But anyway, we're good on this. And for these guys, you know, maybe a hospital or prison, university. Good question. What have we unlocked? We haven't unlocked the prison, so that's easy. We haven't unlocked the hospital, so that's easy. We haven't unlocked the... So we haven't unlocked anything, basically. The only thing we could do is the radio station, because these guys want one. But my taxes are already at the maximum, so I don't think it is actually a good idea to do that now. I think the better idea to increase the taxes of the technicians is to try to get the final luxury, the fine garments. So fine garments is going to be made into a clothier. No, sorry, my bad. It is in the clothier, but it's going to take the silk cloth. And the silk cloth is made out of silk and dye, both of which we don't have. Okay, well, that's life. The silk is made out of silk, but we don't have that yet. No, I don't think we can. We're actually blocked right now. We need to unlock these things first. Okay, we're gonna have to wait. In the meantime, let's focus on the world map over here. We have a new unit, and soon we'll be able to carry a battalion. So we're gonna put it over here. And we also... How did that guy get there? But more importantly, we have reached level 5 for the army. And over here, level 5, that has unlocked 2 things. The rifles and the pounder gun in our armies. So that, oh no, that's not good. He's going for Africa before I can get there. But that means we can start making some of these. Right? So if you look over here, we unlock these 2. The light infantry, which basically has double health versus the militia, and does a bit more damage to land combat. But it requires more infantry, more recruits, and it also requires some rifles instead of the handguns. We have started to make some rifles, I'm not mistaken. It was one of these, yeah. We have like 1,000 rifles, that's great. What we can do though now is we can probably stop making handguns. Now we can just switch this also to rifles, because don't really need to make handguns, let's just focus on making higher level troops. So here, now we have a couple, I mean, we can say stop the militia. Instead, in the future, we can make light infantry. What we can also do is in the battalion over here that are already existing, say, let's replace this unit by a unit of light infantry. So that way we start using this. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. I don't know if we need, also here we're gonna need to start making pounder gun, right? So how do we actually make pounder gun? That's, I mean, same here, probably doesn't need to make 100. Let's make maybe something like 40 to have a bit, oh, we have some reserves, sorry, my bad. So if we have those reserves, let's make sure we reinforce these 2. This is fine, okay. So yeah, let's actually stop this altogether, and then let's start making these more advanced ones. I'm sure it's gonna take some resources that maybe we don't even have. So we can check that out. So it's gonna take some steel and some brass. We have a lot of brass, so that's not a problem. But yeah, with this we start making some powder guns, so love it, love it. And we can say for these guys over here, for example, right, that also after having made these, maybe try to make a first of these ones. Okay, an enemy could be near. Oh, he's going fast. He's leaving fast. I guess that's life. But I'm still going to anyway follow him because I want to put the troop here and potentially try to get this one down. And yeah, over here there's still a couple of days before we're ready. So let's pass that and see what we can do. The fleet is ready. So click on our battalion and we're gonna say go into the fleet. So it is, we have now the fleet with the troops inside, and we're gonna move them, I guess over here, so that we can then land into the British Isles. Still a bit far from this guy, but again, I said I want to bring it here over here. Probably use it actually to block the entrance to the Mediterranean Sea. Probably a good idea. I don't know if you can go through Suez or not in the game, but anyway, that's the next thing. So here it is, we have arrived. Okay, so I clicked on the battalion and dropped it over here. It's taking a minute to disembark, but after this, we should be able to actually attack the country. No, actually, wait, did we take over the country? We took over the country already, I think, because there was no defense. I mean, I don't see any defense, and I feel like we're able to already do a building, yeah. So that is pretty good. I'm gonna put, as always, some defense. I know it costs money, but I don't want to have a problem, and we're gonna put, in this case, long range to be able to attack boats, because there is a lot here, all right? And then in the future, we can see to put another building, right? Maybe like I mentioned in the past, tax office could be a good one. And it seems we actually have the money. But I'm thinking, I mean, this one is also not very defended. So maybe it is the good place to put the tax office over here. Let's do this. We have some concrete. Perfect. So you're going to be here for a while just to defend this thing. Now we have, the Navy has grown. We have this one too, by the way, so we can bring it over here. As I said, I want to bring it there. And yeah, I guess maybe we can also start going over there, see if we can take that over. Now there are enemies over here, so we're gonna need to keep that in mind. This is the Cuban, and this one is the WEF. So both of these, I think, are my enemies, if I'm not mistaken. Oh no, the WEF is not my enemy, sorry, my bad. Now Central Europe is back to 100 of stability, that's great. So I've destroyed one of the propaganda office, and instead we're gonna build an air base. Oh, damn, we need 10 more concrete. So let's find quickly 10 more concrete. I'm sure we can find that somewhere. No, I mean, I guess we can try to get all of these too. I had 7 concrete on this one, so that's something. And I just need 3 more, come on. We can see all of these yellow things on the map. Here it is, 6 more concrete. So let's just take all of this, so I can build an air base, and we can start using our planes too. And it is, we have enough to create an air base. So let's do this, it's gonna take a couple of minutes. But in the meantime, unfortunately, Mali has taken over that one. So now I'm trying to go over here by bringing a new army here, and by bringing these guys also over there, which, by the way, they have 2 of the light infantry instead of militia. So hopefully that will help, even if there is no artillery or tanks there, so that's not great. But speaking of tanks and artillery, I'm using them to attack these guys there. This is one of our enemies, it seems. I don't know which one, to be honest. I don't know why. It feels like it's impossible for me to see who that has this one. I did realize again that this guy wasn't an enemy, right? This color is that color here, which is the WEF, and I'm not at war with the WEF, right? So I'm not going to attack these guys, but I'm still going to leave this fleet here, because I think hopefully that can be a great deterrent for some other enemies. But yeah, let's finish this battle here. Try to attack. They're going to attack first, unfortunately, so we're losing a bit of health. But it is, we have sunk them. Nice. Nice, nice. So we should probably reinforce these guys now. There is a third one that can be deployed. And I think the idea now is we're going to send all of these troops into them here and then try to attack over here. So let's go. Let's go. Why can't you go there? Probably I'm a bit too far. I need to go there probably, or maybe here would be fine. Let's test it. I'll go there and see. Continuing to build right now some garrisons and things like this. We have built the tax office there, so that hopefully reduced the upkeep. can see minus 20%, right? So it's something. It's something. But yeah, I'm a bit boxed in over here. I think somebody mentioned it in our comments. The AI expands pretty quickly, so you may want to keep that in mind. So it is. I sent the army all the way over here, and we are in Iceland. So let's conquer it. I don't think there's any defense. Here it is. No defense at all. We got it right away. So we can check this out. There is a good stability right now because there's no armies anywhere, close, etc. There is only though one upgrade, so that's not great because I tend to not want to put. I guess we're gonna keep it empty for now. And the question is, do we put some defenses for this thing in the middle of nowhere? I feel like we're gonna put just a bit of defenses, like not too much. Because it's going to cost me a lot. So we're not going to put too much. And then we're going to see if we can go here. There is not a lot left in the Americas. And there is not a lot left here either because they just took the Niles plan. And I still have 3 days before I can get these guys inside. So we're going to have to fast forward that a bit. Come on, exactly at the time where I finished this improvement of landing ship, I put an army on it, and exactly at that moment they took North Africa, blocking my path to Africa. This is really annoying. I guess we're gonna have to go there, which is also, in between their armies, and we may have to also declare war at some point because they're really close. I am also moving over there, but as you can see, we're getting pretty far from Central Europe, so that is annoying. I am building for this over here on an outpost. It's gonna take a while to be built. There's still 8 days and 22 hours, but this outpost will enable me hopefully to have a better supply of resource for those armies that are pretty far. For example, this navy here, you can see the condition of the kind of supply of resource is poor because it's so far. That is a bit annoying. The other thing too to mention is you can see that my money is going down. We are now losing almost 6,000 per day, because I think we have a lot of upkeep of all of those regions. Right? This region, I'm still building it, so it's only 4,000, but this one is at 8,000. 4,000 because that's my main region, I think mainly. 7,000, 7,000, 4,000, 5,000. So all of these, they're costing me a lot of money because I've put a lot of garrison, right? Which means I won't be attacked right away, but also means I need more money. Now, how do we get more money? Well, remember, my money is mostly from the people, right? The taxes of the people. You can also make money by selling, but it's mostly the people. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to do an expansion. Now, we do need to be careful to not expand too much because then you have unemployment and people are not happy. But we're going to do a bit of an expansion. And I think the other element is, there was at the beginning, we were doing in terms of improvement, mostly the automations to reduce the workforce. I think we're going to need to stop, and especially for the building that have a bit of a higher upkeep, to transform this into using that oversight, right? Because again, like I'm at a point where I actually have people, so I don't want to have that, but I have a bit of money problem. For a building like this farm, honestly, it doesn't change anything, right? Between 6 and 10 laborers, between 120 of upkeep and let's say 100 or even 80 of upkeep, it doesn't matter. But now we're starting to have a lot of buildings that are more than 1,000, sometimes more than 2,000 or 3,000 of upkeep. So if we can reduce, the cost of these, this would be helpful for sure. So that's what I'm going to start working on. And again, we're going to need to also try, if possible, to expand over here, maybe over there too. And at some point, I think we're going to have to just go to war. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time.